Good afternoon, everyone. I am Adrian El Sueco, and I am here to discuss Chapter 5, Lesson 1. And Chapter 5 is Doing History, a Guide for Students. Here are the learning objectives: to manifest interest in local history and cultural heritage, to apply historiographical methods in the writing of the history of one's locality or country, to incorporate technology in the discipline of history, to appreciate the value of doing history to the present day. It isn't sufficient that we know our set of experiences. We should likewise acknowledge as a specialist of social change. We can add to the account of the country by taking part recorded as a hard copy about our past and our present. This part will zero in on applying the abilities we have acquired in the past section recorded as a hard copy history. Extraordinary consideration will be given to doing on the web library recorded exploration, memoirs, life history, and neighborhood oral history. Extra conversation and cooperating with history through verifiable and exhibition halls will likewise help us in liking the tale of the past as becomes animated through our own encounters in visiting and collaborating these learning spaces. So for today's discussion, I'm gonna discuss the first two ways of doing historical research online and doing historical research in libraries and archives. Doing historical research online. Let us start with the first tool that any student nowadays would use to do research, the internet. It has increasingly become the primary means by which anyone would find any information that they need. With a single click, you are able to access tons and tons of available information. So much information, in fact, that it would be easy to get lost in all the data available. Cyberspace is a great for research if you know how to do it properly. Remember that just information is available does not mean that you should just get it and use it. Appropriating something such as an idea as yours is plagiarism, one of the worst crimes in the academy. Treat anything you find online as a source and use the same historical methods you have learned to analyze the data you get online. A simple skill that will get you far in doing historical research online is knowing where to and how to look. Search engine websites such as Yahoo or Google could lead you to a lot of sources. With the right search strings. A search string is a combination of words that you use to come up with relevant results and lead you to what you are looking for. The more refined your search string is, the more definite and refined the results will be. Google also provides its own customized platform for scholarly research called Google Scholar. You may use it to find electronic journal articles, materials from institutional repositories, and book chapters from many different sources. It could be a good starting point in building your research by providing you an overview of existing published material for your topic. Also, Google Books also provides sources for scanned books, where you may be able to read some chapters for free. This could be useful if you want to know if a certain book would be useful to your research before going to a physical library to loan the book or photocopy pages of it. Sometimes a simple search online is all you need to find the data you need, and most often one of the results that will come out will be the pages from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the biggest open source encyclopedia in the whole of cyberspace. In 2017, it has 40 million articles in 293 languages, being an open source encyclopedia. Anyone could contribute or edit articles in the site, which makes some of the information in the site unreliable. Nonetheless, Wikipedia provides a useful launchpad to sources that you may for research. When you read from Wikipedia, look at the link, citations in the articles, which could lead you to a source you may use for your own research. However, exercise caution in using this site, as many in the academy frown upon research that utilizes Wikipedia. As a practice, use Wikipedia to gain a general overview of what you need to know, so that you may be guided in looking for credible and reliable sources that you need for your research. There are websites that you may use to legally download scanned copies of books and other materials for free, especially those books with expired copyrights and are in public domain. Project Gutenberg is the oldest digital library in the world, founded in 1971. It has more than 50,000 items in its collection, which include many works concerning the Philippines, such as the Doctrina Christiana, the first published in the Philippines, the published travelogues of foreigners who visited Philippines, such as Jagor, De Comen, Virtue, Foreman, and Worcester, Austin Craig's biography of Rizal, and all volumes of Blair and Robertson. The Philippine Islands, 1493-1898. Another online archive you may use in the Internet Archive, an online library that originally sought to archive web history, but grow later on to provide digital versions of other works. The archive contains 279 billion web pages, 11 million books and texts, 4 million audio recordings, 3 million videos, 1 million images, and 100,000 software programs. Philippine government websites are starting to be enriched with sources that may be used for historical research, especially on laws and other government issuance that may be useful when doing topics of a more contemporary period. Websites of newspapers, magazines, broadcasting stations, and other media outlets usually keep an archive of their articles from a particular date. For older issues, you may have to find copies, either digitized or physical copies, in the library. The second one is doing historical research in libraries and archives. Research in libraries and archives are necessary in the study of history, as these are the repositories of primary and secondary sources that allow to create narratives of the past through accepted methods of historical scholarship. It is imperative upon students to be able to develop an aptitude toward doing research in these venues so as to further develop their skills in historical research. Students of history are usually expected to write historical essays and or historical research papers, and this entails the collection of data through primary sources. There are available primary sources on Philippine history online. However, much remains to be digitized and made accessible to the public. Libraries and archives still provide more variety of sources in different formats such as books, journal articles, newspapers, magazines, photographs, and even audio and video recordings. But sifting through all the materials available might prove to be a daunting task for the unacquainted. Nowadays, libraries have forgone the tedious and antiquated card cataloging system and have been using the digital version of catalog their holdings, called the Online Public Access (OPAC), sometimes simply the library catalog. In this system, instead of going through each entry on physical index cards, a simple search will yield the holdings the library related to what you are searching for. Searching by subject will give you a list of sources, primary and secondary, to aid you in creating a preliminary biography that you may later on access physically in the holdings of the library. A problem that could arise this way is when the search yields too many results. Sifting through this may need a more refined search strings using more definite keywords to limit the results. For example, the Philippine history as a search string could result into hundreds, even thousands of materials. Limit it to particular keywords that focus on your topic, such as Philippine Revolution, Emilio Aguinaldo, Declaration of Independence, and other more defined strings. The catalog lists down kinds of materials available based on the subject used in the search. This could be journals, maps, and other materials that fit what you might be looking for. Do not limit yourself in using another published materials when you may be able to utilize other forms of sources. Materials that may be too old to be physically handled may also be available in digital form or microfilm. The National Library of the Philippines in Ermita, Manila provides a rich treasure trove of materials for the student researcher interested in Philippine history, especially in the Filipiniana section. It has a valuable Rizaliana collection, several sets of Blair and the Philippine Islands, 1493-1898, rare Filipiniana books, Philippine presidential papers, and other materials that are accessible to the public, especially to students. Research in archives may be a lot more difficult and prove to be advanced, but will provide you with many sources not available in the usual libraries. The National Archives of the Philippines, also in Manila, is an agency of the government mandated to store, preserve, and make available records of the government and other primary sources pertaining to the history and development of the Philippines. Most of the materials here, especially for the years of Spanish colonialism, are in their original language and may not be accessible to college students, but other materials may be useful, and it would not hurt to ask assistance from the staff in the archives. The libraries in the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City, have holdings that could also be useful in research. The collection, particularly in the main library in Gonzales Hall, are rich in resources, especially the Filipiniana section, serials, theses, and dissertations. Other university libraries are also accessible to the public. The Ateneo de Manila University in Quezon City holds the American Historical Collection, a rich source of the American period in the Philippines. The University of Santo Tomas in España, Manila also has collections from the 16th century, owing to the fact that it is the oldest Catholic university in the country and is a historic site in itself. Private libraries and institutions also have archives that may be used for research. The Family History Center of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is a generous resource for research and genealogies. The Chinbinsi Memorial Library, Kaisa Angelo King Heritage Center offers resources on Chinese and Chinese Filipinos in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. The Archdiocesan Archives in Manila have immense church data sources. Your city or town may have its own local archives, museum, or public library where you may access primary sources and other materials for your research. And now, as a conclusion, let's seek for the disadvantages in doing historical research online. So, these are the disadvantages of doing historical research online. As disadvantages associated with historical research include bias, inaccessibility, and incompleteness, because many of the papers are or references that are used were not originally intended to be research. The information that is presented may be exaggerated in order to provide more interesting details about an account. And on the other hand, there is also an advantage in doing historical research online. One of the main advantages of searching online for historical facts and resources is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. You do not even have to get dressed to find out what you need to know. It can be done at any time of the night or day. How about the advantages and disadvantages of doing historical research in libraries and archives? So the advantages of this are that it is typically inexpensive or free. It saves times on the data collection and it provides information about the past. The disadvantages are that it may not respond to the researcher's specific research question. The data may be incomplete and it may be time consuming to find and sort through archives that do not use standardized descriptive methods or are in original languages. And that would be all. Thank you for listening and God bless us all.